If it's been generated by AI, if your decision's been generated by AI, if you're dealing with a customer service chatbot, if you're looking at a photograph, if you're hearing a voice, if you're seeing a video, we should be disclosing that. That should be a disclosure. I mean, right? I mean, the technology is such, we're approaching Alan Turing's theory of it's going to be hard to discern between human versus machine, especially in a chat conversation. And so that should be disclosed. And we don't do that. And I think it's very simple. Thank you. And I mean, because, so I'll give you an example. We represent a lot of women, not all of them are in the public eye, but some of them are, who are victims of non-consensual pornography. So in other words, somebody has taken their head and put their head on pornography and distributes it and makes money off of them and their images. We struggle to get platforms to take the videos down. Especially the more notoriety the woman has, the harder it is, because they're in the public eye, this is part of the domain. That's not okay. So for starters, there should be disclosure this was generated by AI. And secondly, there should be accountability for not distributing it. And that it's not just non-consensual pornography, it's documents. So deepfake forgery documents, for example, were released, this is elections, many elections ago, in France, where Marie Le Pen was running against Macron. And a Russian propaganda operative created deepfake documents, forging, saying that Macron had offshore accounts that he never reported, and then created things alleging that it was illicit activity. But because France has an old school law on the books that has been there for a very long time that says you cannot do opposition research within a week of elections, it was banned from the internet, it was banned from the news, because there wouldn't have been time as people were going to the polls to refute it. It did get refuted. We know how the election turned out, Macron won. What's interesting is I will run into Americans who say, I don't really like Macron. And I'll say, why not? And they're like, you know, they never got to the bottom of his illicit funds and his offshore accounts. I'm like, yes, they did. It was a deepfake forgery. They're like, I don't believe it. And I mean, literally, like, that's what and I'm like, well, I can show you the websites. It was debunked. So we have to have these controls and guardrails in place. And it starts with disclosure, and it starts with holding platforms accountable for actually distributing it. I think if we had both of those things, it would go a long way.